I've been volunteering with Healing Hearts Across Borders, where we provide free medical care for the very poor in Tijuana. After a few volunteer trips, I found out about American veterans who served and then got deported to Tijuana. There are about 300 deported veterans in Tijuana currently. Before I went to go interview one of the deported veterans, I stopped by the border wall on the Mexican side, called Friendship Park, a small park near the ocean. On the wall, I saw an upside-down U.S. flag, a sign of distress. Also on the wall is the name and branch of the deported U.S. veterans. After I spent time at the Friendship Park, I went to Hector Barajas, who started the Deported Veterans Support House, also known as the Bunker. Hector Barajas served 4 years in the 82nd Airborne in Iraq before being honorably discharged. When people first come after they're deported, what are the things you think that they most likely need or that'll help them survive, the first week or so while they try to find some grounds to settle down?
So one of the things that happens when you get deported is you don't have, if you've been living in the United States for a long time, you don't have your IDs, you really don't know the area. Some people don't have family at the border because all the family's back in the United States. So you need shelter, you need people that are going to help you transition to getting your IDs, how to use the bus system, how to maybe even speak the language. Some people don't know how to. They left when they were 3 years old or a couple months old, and their family never spoke Spanish to them in their household. So there's a lot of things that that we can help them out with. So that's what we do here is we have the housing upstairs, and the guys we just had one guy who just got deported about 3 weeks ago, and he's staying with us. He's out at work today, but if it wasn't for the place that we have here, and Yolanda was upstairs, we were able to get him a temporary ID, show him where the job locations were at, and help him get a phone, and we were able to do all these things for him, so it'll make it easier. And housing is very important, so you're not on the streets, and so that's kind of what we do here. Most of the people that we see here are not recent deportees, but rather people that have been deported for a long time. So, we have 2 volunteer counselors. We help them with their VA benefits. We help them on the legal side, so we can help them file for the VA benefits. The VA finally hired a clinic so the guys can do their exams here. So there's a lot of work that we can do with them, even if they don't stay here physically. But most of my guys are guys that have been deported for a long time, not necessarily new deportees.
Something interesting about how, if you're a veteran that's been deported, if you die, you're allowed to be buried back into the U.S. And I think it's kind of interesting, that they're willing to take you back when you're dead, but not when you're alive.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what your opinion on it was.
Sure. So again, all our deported veterans are eligible as long as they have an honorable discharge, because not everybody has an honorable discharge. As long as they have an honorable discharge, they're eligible for most VA benefits, including to be buried in a national cemetery. Then they'll be honored. So I think there's a lack of commitment from the government, because when there's a lot of support the troops and honor our veterans. You need to take care of those people regardless of whether they're drug addicts or homeless or in prison. You need to make sure that they're taken care of.
These veterans laid down their lives for our country. We should give them a second chance.